So we have a jeweler. And here's our guy that's on our one required task that is we're supposed to do, I guess, on the way to the monster. So what you're saying is, any minute now. Indeed, we shouldn't have long to wait. Well, it looks like he's with a customer right now. What should we do? Should we return later? Judging by the uniform, you're... Ah, I see. Lord Isis is with you. Welcome to our store. Have you come regarding the field study request? We have, but I'd ask that you please refrain from giving us any special treatment on my account. If our timing is inconvenient for you, we're quite amenable to returning at a later hour. No, it's just the opposite, in fact. We were just discussing you, as it happens. Alright then. Wait, you were discussing us? What does that mean? Of course, if you'd allow me to explain. This is Bengt, a tourist currently staying here in Dryad. He's the one responsible for the request that brought you here. See, I'm going to be getting married in the near future, and I came here to inquire about having a wedding ring made. The artisans of Dryad are renowned far and wide for their skill with gem processing, so it seemed the ideal choice. So you've made what I presume to be a substantial journey in search of the perfect ring. It's a wonderfully romantic thing to do, isn't it? There's no denying the quality of the jewels one can procure here, but they don't come cheap. That's exactly right. Unfortunately, buying one of the local gemstones on my income isn't very plausible, and a septium ring especially is out of the question. I quickly realized how impulsive I'd been, and had almost given up. But then I consulted with Bruce here on whether or not I had any chance of finding a good deal, and he gave me a really good idea. Oh? That's right, a precious stone might be out of his budget, but there are stones just as beautiful that are a whole lot cheaper. Semi-precious stones, if you will. The name's pretty self-explanatory. I suggest you make a ring for him using one. Specifically, a gem known as Dryad's Tear. I'm not familiar with that one. I think I may have heard of it, actually. It's made from a very particular tree sap that hardens like stone after being exposed to air for a long time. And it has a translucent shine to it that people say is easily the equal of septium. That's the one. I'm surprised you know so much about it. Guess you're an expert on jewels as well, huh? That's our Emma. It's just a personal interest of mine. So does that mean the reason you called us here is? Exactly. I'd like you to go collect one of these Dryad's tears for my client. Fortunately for you, many of the trees that the tears can be harvested from grow on the North Crucian Highway. But even though it only qualifies as semi-precious, it's still a pretty rare gem. So finding one might not be an easy task. Well, then I suppose we'll just have to buckle down and look. It may not be quite the challenge our dear friend here has made it out to be, you know. Huh? Oh boy. Oh boy. The innocent wood nymph's tear that you seek. How would you respond if I were to say that I saw one with my own eyes mere moments ago? Who's this guy? Do you know him, Isis? I can't say I recall ever meeting him before, no. Huh, gracious. How terribly impolite of me not to introduce myself before speaking. My name is Baron Bleublanc. It's a true pleasure to make your acquaintance. From paintings, sculptures, and the finest of arts to the most delicately detailed crafts, I am a connoisseur and lover of beauty, craftsmanship, and artistry in all their many splendid forms. I see. He seems a little off-puttingly eccentric. But that's enough about myself. I hear you're seeking a Dryad's tear. Yes, that's right. You say you saw one moments ago? Are you certain? My dear lady, I would never dream of lying about matters of beauty. I beheld the light which you seek on the northern highway. Of that I'm most certain. And yet I must confess that my knowledge of the area is not so great that I would be able to share its exact location. Of course not. Though perhaps that's the way it should be. Bleublanc. After all, a brilliant light has true meaning only when one grasps it with his own two hands. You don't say. Guy's manner of speech is irritating. So this is the content of his words. Aha, now, let's hear him out. Well, we're certainly appreciative for the information. May I ask why you're telling us all of this, though? Perhaps it's the spirit of inquisitiveness that drives you to seek a beauty mere Mira cannot buy. It moves me so, and being the generous man that I am, I deign to extend an olive branch. Sometimes when I'm reading, every once in a while, I'll grab a letter from another line. I don't know, it just happens, and then that's how I get things like dangerous instead of generous. It just saw the D and it sort of blended together. I don't know. It's weird. Is that sufficient enough reason for you? Sure? Well, we'll know soon enough if he's telling the truth. Yes, we need to begin our search. We can choose to follow his lead, unspecific as it may be, or disregard it entirely. I think our chances are about equal either way. Well, we'll be leaving now. Hopefully you'll see us back soon enough with the Dryads here in tow.